We want to really make the eye look huge because we're going very Disney big. Hey, huge, huge. How does Trump say it? Huge, huge, huge. I'm gonna do a little magic. We're gonna summon our genie here. Turn me into Jasmine, please. Now. A whole new world. Hey, beautiful people. Today I'm doing one of my most exciting tutorials that I've ever done, and that is becoming Princess Jasmine. I'm so excited because as a brown girl who's from the Middle East, I feel like we never really had a lot of people to look up to in like the celebrity world or in Hollywood. And Princess Jasmine, although she's a cartoon, was like my idol. And I feel like I never really kind of like had an understanding of my culture and who I was while growing up in the States. And then Princess Jasmine explained everything. It made so much sense. Like having a baby tiger as a pet makes so much sense to Middle Eastern girls. We're gonna go ahead and start with a tutorial. So I have a wig cap on. We're gonna be coloring this area on the wig cap to make sure that it matches my skin. So when I put the wig on, you don't know I'm wearing a wig. And while I'm doing the tutorial, I'm gonna go very Jasmine princessy, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of these amazing gold snail mask under eye patches that I got in Korea. And look how pretty that is. That literally looks like a jewel. It looks like Princess Jasmine gave it to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. I haven't actually used these before. Hopefully they're okay. Ooh, I feel like Princess Jasmine would definitely be using these like every single day. These are really slimy. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw one under my eye here. You guys know I like to use my face mask all the time. I do like one every single day. I know that's excessive. So I got these patches on. Yeah. Ooh, it's making my skin look really glassy. I wish I could put one all over my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna begin with the eyes. And the reason why I like to use masks while I'm doing makeup is because I feel like it's a great way to kind of get your hydration in while you're doing your makeup. You're doing two things at once. Efficient! You are efficient when you do that. And I am about being efficient because I'm doing so many things all the time. So I'm gonna first start with my brows. These might not last long, just FYI. So if they're falling down, you guys know exactly what's happening. I'm gonna start first with my brows. I'm using number 5 from Benefit. This is Precisely My Brow. Usually I use a 4.5. Oh. Who let them fall? These are really slimy, like extra slimy, which makes sense because I'm doing an extra video. Hello, Princess Jasmine. So this is number 5. Usually I use 4.5. I'm going darker on my brows. I'm gonna really emphasize my eye area, and I'm gonna like really suck up my jaw area because I want to look like the cartoon character. We're not doing the Naomi Scott version of Aladdin. We're going for like the more oriental version in the movie. So, okay, I'm gonna use number 5 and I'm gonna make my brows. I'm gonna do them exactly the way I would normally do them, but I'm gonna go a little bit more dramatic. Yeah, these might not last. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and brush my brows up so I'm getting like a little bit of a shape. Now, Jasmine has this really insane, big, bold brow. She looks like every woman in the Middle East. It's actually amazing. Like I've met so many girls who literally look like the real life Princess Jasmine. So I really feel like I want to celebrate, you know, this movie and kind of go more on the oriental side. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my brows. I'm gonna make them really nice and big. We're gonna keep them arched. We're gonna keep them kind of classic, but we're going dark and we're going big. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of outline the shape here that I want. Everything's gonna be just really big because we're doing what it would look like on the cartoon. I feel like I legit do my makeup like Princess Jasmine would. You need to be careful on the arch. You don't want to go too strong because then you're gonna look like very angry. And we know Princess Jasmine was not angry. She was just opinionated. So you don't want to be too strong. She's a very strong woman. She's a feminist. Princess Jasmine is such a feminist. If you go to the Abu Dhabi Mosque, it literally looks like Agrabah. Like legit, it looks like Agrabah. Princess Jasmine was the first princess, the first Disney princess not to wear a gown. She wore pants. That's right. For everybody who thinks that feminists are not in the Middle East, oh, we are here. It wasn't until Jasmine that we had a little color. You know, later on we got Princess and the Frog. That was really cute too. Tiana was adorable. And so it's so nice to see, you know, a little like diversity within the princesses in Disney World, but I still don't feel like we have enough. So we want to make sure that we keep the brows really nice and thick, but we don't go too angry. You know, this is a little more Jafar's wife. I want to keep it Jasmine. My mom made me mash my M&Ms. So we're gonna get rid of these little things. I got a little hydration from them. Ooh, it feels really good. They're so slimy. They wouldn't even get off my fingers. Like, trying to shake it off. Feels so good. Now, I am not making any assumptions. No, I am making some assumptions. But Jasmine was Middle Eastern, so she was probably hairy. So we're going to use a little razor, and we're just going to shave any areas where there's a little extra hair. I'm sure she had a razor in her beauty kit. And I just came back from Korea. I have not shaved my mustache in a while. I mean, who knows? Maybe Jasmine wasn't hairy, but she was Middle Eastern. She probably was. All right, now we're gonna move on to hydration. I'm gonna hydrate my skin a little bit. I love this moisturizer. This is my favorite. This is from Embryolisse. It's kind of a rich cream, but it doesn't make your skin greasy. Just gonna go ahead and apply this all over. She's in the Middle East, so she's got some dewiness to her skin. It's a little humid out here. A lot of people think that Dubai is dry because of the desert, but it's not. And I don't know if Princess Jasmine lived in Dubai, but I'm thinking she lived in Abu Dhabi, and so it's humid there. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna let my skin just soak up all that hydration, and we're gonna start on the eyes. Eyes are really classic but a little exaggerated. So we're gonna start first with eyeshadow. I was gonna use Desert Dust because it's a Middle Eastern palette, but I don't think we have all the right colors in there. I'm gonna grab the Nude because we got some really good golds and browns in there. Our browns in this palette are a little bit on the pinker side, even if they don't look like it in the palette, but that's okay. It's gonna keep it really nice and feminine. We're gonna first start by concealing the under eye area over here to make sure it looks really nice. I'm gonna be using some of our melted shadows. This is Faux Fur and this is Double Pump Latte. I usually go between the two. If I want like a little bit more of a cut crease and lighter kind of look on my eyes, then I go with Faux Fur, and then sometimes I use Double Pump Latte. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll start with Double Pump Latte. And so our melted shadows, a lot of people who've tried them like live for them. They are actually also kind of like eyeshadow primers as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it as that. It's like a eyeshadow primer with a lot of pigment inside. So I'm gonna use that instead of the concealer because I really want it to kind of keep everything in place. So you can see as I put this melted shadow on my eyelids, it looks so beautiful. It looks so clean. I like it way more than concealer as well because it just looks like really nice and matte, and it provides such a good canvas to apply shadow. It's not sticky, it's completely dry. So I don't need to put powder on top of it. We're just gonna go straight into it. So I'm gonna use a Teddy. So I'm gonna apply a little Teddy, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start applying it in a whole new world. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play it. I'm gonna sing to it. We're gonna all sing along just while I do my eyeshadow. Is that okay? I'm gonna go between these browns. So I'm applying this one all over on the brow bone to kind of really soften this up. You can also use a bronzer if you like. If you don't have like the specific palette, that's totally fine. I'm also going to mix a little bit of raw as well to kind of make it really soften. And what you really are looking for is like a nice soft natural brown here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go very goldy because Jasmine was super about glam, super golden. And even though she had her makeup like kind of, it's like a little basic, it was very extra at the same time, which by the way is so Middle Eastern of her. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this really beautiful gold. This is my favorite gold in the entire world. It's Crave. It's almost like a pink gold, but it's also very gold at the same time. So we're gonna grab this color right here, and we're gonna go ahead and go on top of the lid here. So you can see it's really pretty. It's like a pink gold, but not a rose gold. It's so pretty. And I'm just stacking that on my lid right here. Now to emphasize the gold, we're gonna use a little extra gold on it. We're gonna take Drop Top. This is from the Double Pump Latte, and Drop Top Melted Shadow. We're gonna take a little bit of that and put it on top to really kind of make that gold just like glisten. We're putting it in the inner corner and then spreading it out. I'm gonna mix in a little extra Crave on top of that while the melted shadow is wet, and this is gonna give me like a ridiculously metallic kind of look. I love mixing metallic shadows on top of the melted shadows on the shimmery side. When it's wet, it just gives you like this ridiculous glisten. So pretty, and it holds like you wouldn't believe. Now for the liner. You guys know I love a good wing liner, but we are going a little more animated, so we're gonna do a classic liner, but we're gonna go very big. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with a really nice liner. It doesn't really matter what liner you use. This one is from Dior. This is the Dior Show On Stage liner. Honestly, I don't know if I love it any more than a classic black liner, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use it because it's really easy to use. And I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that line. And you can see it's not very big right now. That's okay, we're gonna go very, very big. I'm gonna go inside here. We're going animated. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the other liner on the other side. I kind of switched to a brush applicator. So the other one was a felt tip, and I wanna go a little bit more precise. This is from Clé de Peau. I got this in Korea. So brush tips always apply a little bit blacker liner, and you get a little bit more precision. Even though we're doing a big liner, we want the shape to be really nice. The liner is really, really important, so you want to make sure you take your time with it. I think a lot of times when people apply a lot of liner, they just go really messy, and that is not what you're supposed to do. It's actually interesting because Middle Eastern women, we have very almond eyes on top, but we have round eyes on the bottom. And so we always like to lift our eyes with eyeliner. Like a lot of people don't necessarily love liner in all parts of the world. In the Middle East, we love liner. Liner is a part of our heritage. Actually, in the desert, like centuries and centuries, like literally, men would wear like the sticky liner because like it would basically keep sand out of your eyes. So liner is a huge part of our culture. So we're going really animated. So we're not going all the way to the eyebrows, but almost. We want to really make the eye look huge because we're going very Disney big. So we want to make the eyes look ginormous. And we're lifting. And if you guys want any tips on how to make your eyes look bigger, I'm going to put a link here so you guys can check it out on exactly some really good tips on how to make your eyes look ginormous. And now we are done with the liner. The liner is pretty extreme, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay, now we're gonna move on to complexion. We're gonna put the lashes and we're gonna finish up the eyes last because we really wanna make sure they look huge in comparison to everything. So for complexion, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean off any fallout that's fallen here. I'm just gonna use a little bit of micellar water. A little bit of glitter has fallen. I'm also going to clean right to the edge of where that shadow is applied, so we're really going to be causing a little lifting there. Jasmine's face was very lifted and extremely cinched. So for complexion, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start using a primer. This is the Tatcha this Silk Canvas Primer, and it's going to make me look a little pale when I first put it on, but that's okay. That's what it does. I'm going to go ahead and apply a small amount here all over. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. Next, I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of our Nymph because you guys know it's my favorite thing in the entire world. I can't live without it, and it's the best thing to use as a primer, so I'm obsessed with it. So I'm going to use this. I use this all day, every day, can't live without it. Trying to make minis because it's my favorite. I'm going to go ahead and shake it, and I'm going to put a small amount here. This is an Aphrodite, which I feel like would be Jasmine's true shade. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply it on top of the primer, and I'm going to start first here on the cheeks, and I'm spreading it out. A little goes a long way. I did 2 squirts. That's way too much for your entire face. So I'm going to move that onto my neck as well. And sometimes when you apply it on the face, it doesn't come out completely even, so you really kind of want to work it. Like you can see here is a little blotchiness, so I'm just going to work it out. I don't like to apply too much to my chin because it does show through the foundation, so I applied a little bit. I'm not going to apply more. And it just gives your foundation this like glossiness. I like a lot on top of the lip. Definitely the cheek areas I love a lot. And I love it on the forehead. Oh, love it on the forehead. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of that and I'm just going to go onto the neck as well. And we're going to work it onto the body afterwards, after I get dressed. Because you know we're getting dressed. We're going all out for Jasmine. We're going all out. She deserves the best. She's Queen Jasmine now. I don't know why they keep calling her princess. She's Queen Jasmine now. She got married to Aladdin. So we get a little bit on the neck. You can see it gives me like this sheen. Sometimes when you mix it with primer, it looks like a little bit like a glossy tinted moisturizer. Still have a lot more on my palette, so you don't need to use a lot. Please do not use a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take Macchiato from our foundation, our faux filter. So I'm pretty much only using our Huda Beauty products because I've literally created what I think are our dream products. Me and the team literally create them like as beauty lovers first, not as business people. Use whatever you like. You may have different preferences on the coverage and everything like that. I personally love the coverage on faux filter. It's really strong. So I'm going to use it on top of this foundation. I'm first just like blotting it everywhere because I don't want to apply too much in one area. I have a lot on my brush right there, you can see. Kind of spreading it out. One squirt is really all you need for the whole face. So I have a wig cap on, and I don't want this area to look like a wig cap. I want it to look like scalp. So whatever we put here, we're going to put on the wig cap on. You can see my foundation is a little lighter than my neck. I've bronzed recently. I've been sunbathing. I'm going to add a little contour, and that's going to kind of make everything really nice and even. So I'm just using our Huda Beauty Tantour. I'm going to use the sculpting brush, and I'm just going to grab, this is in shade medium, my favorite. First thing I'm going to do is the jaw. I want to make sure the jaw looks very Jasmine-esque. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a V shape here. So I'm going to go really nice on my jaw. Usually I would go under my jaw. I'm actually going on the jaw, if you can see there. She has a very cinched face. I like to bring Tantour all the way to the bottom of the jaw. I'm not actually going underneath, like what's more traditional. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this out first because I want to make sure it blends really nicely. So I'm doing little tiny movements here, just blending it, right, and working it. And I haven't even touched this line yet because I just want to blend out the edges first. And now I'm going to go on it. And you really want to blend this under too. And then you can work your way up and start blending it in with the foundation. And when I like to work my way up, I like to kind of do like these dots so it doesn't really leave any lines there. You can see I have a little bit of this like halo effect now. It's giving me a little bit of a kind of effect. We have not concealed yet. We're doing the Tantour first. This is very important. Sculpting here is super important. We want to look like a Disney character. So now we're going to go ahead and do the rest of the face. I'm going to start with the forehead because the forehead is a little bit bigger than Jasmine is. And I'm going onto that wig cap, you can see. I'm going to blend that out and then down. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do, we've done the forehead, we've done the face here, so we've made it look really nice and tiny. And now we're going to go ahead and go into the cheek area as well. So I'm going to start with a little contour and go bigger, and I'm going to blend that out. You see it's a little strong. We're going to soften it up. Sometimes when we're doing tutorials, we apply more products so we can show you what we're doing. We let it set a little too long. That's really not ideal. So using a foundation brush to blend everything out. So you can see there the shape I have going on here versus the shape I don't have going on here. This is my good side, and I have like an indent there, and I have a rough patch of skin there on my good side. gonna go ahead and blend that out. I'm blending it upwards. And then I'm gonna use a little foundation to blend it out. I'm gonna take whatever's left of the Tantour on the sculpting side of our brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just use that to contour my nose. I just started using it on my nose and I love it. And I haven't applied my concealer yet, so the concealer, applying it after the contouring is gonna make you look really snatched. But you need to go lighter, so we're gonna go really light with the concealer. Princess Jasmine has like a very Middle Eastern nose, and I have had my nose done, so I no longer have my bump, but I did have one. I actually, true story, told the doctor not to remove my bump. But he did. I wanted my Middle Eastern bump. I liked it. I'm going to grab Granola from our concealer, and I'm going to apply this under my eyes. I'm going to take it directly and apply it directly onto my eyes using the MAC tip. And then just because I've applied the Tantour all over my nose, I'm going to apply a little bit of foundation in the center. So I'm going all the way here. I'm going all the way up on my nose with the concealer. So I'm using this to brighten the under eye area, and I'm also shaping out the nose so it looks very Disney, very Princess Jasmine. So I'm just going to quickly blend that in. So just for the nose, because I've kind of contoured everything really, really tiny, I'm just going to grab a little bit of our Faux Filter foundation, and I'm going to take a very skinny brush, and I'm going to make my nose really nice and tiny and thin, snatched. Because Jasmine has like a tiny, thin nose. It's like got an Arabic shape, but it's really tiny and thin. I'm just kind of blending up that contour now that I've applied that concealer. So everything kind of blends and looks beautiful. All right, and now we're going to go into powdering. I did take a little bit of Easy Bake powder, and I applied it underneath the eyes, but then I also bounced whatever was left. I always like to do that onto the rest of my face. Shiny, shimmering, splendid. I'm just gonna grab some Resting Boss Face, which is my favorite spray in the world. I actually just went to Korea without it, and my makeup looked terrible while I was there. It just melts your makeup into your face. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab it with the Nymph, whatever's left there, and I'm gonna apply it onto my face. So true story, I didn't have RBF with me, and it just like melts your makeup into your face. So if you're a person who has like thick skin or skin that's not perfect, it helps your makeup look flawless and makes your skin look flawless. And Nora came up to me a bunch of times when we were on the trip, and she was like, "Mom, you wear too much makeup." And she literally has never said that to me before. I was like, I'm already feeling like shit because I left RBF. Oh. So, you know, it's like my goal with our makeup to be able to give people that like perfect skin. And hopefully with our skincare, they'll have it when I take the makeup off. Okay, so you can see I got a little dewiness, a little this going on. I'm just gonna take a little bit more of the RBF and spray my face. I said a little, so don't go any more than that, guys. Okay, so you can see that's kind of making my skin, my foundation kind of melt into my skin, which is really great. And now we're gonna go ahead and finish up the eyes. Just before I do that, I'm just gonna apply a little bit of Easy Bake here because Jasmine didn't have any smile lines, and I smile a lot. Now we're gonna finish up the eyes. We're gonna go ahead and apply the lashes. So when I shot the little photo that we took, I was wearing Scarlet Lashes, which are very like kind of cat eye-ish, and they really do lift the eye as well. And I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to just kind of measure it for my eye. And I like to kind of, I put the corner like really close to the inside, and then I lifted the outer part. So I didn't actually glue it directly on top of where it normally would go. I want to lift the eye. So I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. A whole new world. I'm just trimming off the inner corner here because it's a little strong. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stick these lashes on. So I'm going really close to the lash band on the inner corner. I just kind of place it on top. The line is so thick, so it's not so hard to get it so exact here. But the outer part here, I want to apply it kind of lifted. So I'm taking it and I'm letting it dry a little bit like this. So the glue is gonna dry, and while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the other lash. So you want to kind of put it on and then place it exactly where you need it to go. I'm going to need to wash my hands when I put the contacts on, and I need to put them on at the end. They make my eyes huge. Hey, huge, huge. How does Trump say it? Huge. 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 Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the lips. Now, Jasmine did not have a nude lip. I love a good nude lip, but actually in the Middle East, women love color on their lips. I'm going to use two colors for my lips. I'm going to use Trendsetter and also Icon. Icon is a little bit more of a punchy pinkish red. And that's exactly what Jasmine kind of had going on in her lips. So I'm going to take Trendsetter. I'm going to first start with the line, kind of get it where I want it. She doesn't have like huge lips. She had like nice, like normal lips. So I applied a little Icon on the outer edges here, and I'm blending it in with Trendsetter. Jasmine came out in the 90s, so she would have had a little lip liner. I'm going to take a little Interview. I don't know if she would have worn Interview. I think she would have got a little pinker, but it's my favorite color. And I'm just going to apply it on top. And I'm also just going to grab a little bit of the Interview too, and I'm just going to apply it on the back of my hand. And I'm going to use this as blush just because it's like legit the prettiest color. And I'm just going to grab a brush, a dense brush that's got a little fluff to it, and I'm going to use it as blush. It's my favorite color. I've seen people use this on their eyes as well. It's so pretty. I like to kind of go with my blush like everywhere I put contour. I'm gonna do a little magic. We're gonna summon our genie here. Turn me into Jasmine, please. Now. Genie! What the Genie? Where's my wig? Which is so much better. Okay guys, so this is the final look. You can see we got the hair, we got the outfit. We have the outfit that she actually wore in the film. But yeah, it feels very Princess Jasmine-y. I'm not gonna lie, I love this. The hair is really heavy, so I would personally like to move it down, but it is heavy. It's so long. We got so many of these little balls in here and like this little like tube in here to kind of roll it around. I kind of feel like this would be impossible to do in real life, and I think that's why they didn't do it in the movie, because it's actually really hard to move around like it. But this is such a fun look. Prince Ali, marvelous he, Ali Ababa. No, you guys didn't do that. No, you didn't.
Where's my Jasmine?
Oh my God, you guys didn't do that. I can't believe you finally dressed up as Aladdin.
know.
I literally begged him for this. So Chris is Aladdin.
Yes, I am.
He's actually not really Middle Eastern, but he looks amazing. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do trust you. I feel like you're making fun of the movie.
No, of course not.
Go to my office. I swear it'll be like in 3 minutes. Yeah, I feel like we should close this off with A Whole New World. What do you guys think? A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But now from way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I really had a lot of fun shooting this tutorial. It's like my dream come true. And so let me know down below if you guys want me to turn to any more Disney princesses. This, of course, it had a lot of meaning for me because I love Princess Jasmine. So comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys really soon. What was your favorite part of this tutorial? I want to know.